Hello students, welcome to all of you. This is the third chapter and in fact the second part of the third chapter which name is Black Aeroplane. So this story is written by Frederick Forsyth. In the earlier video we saw the first flight and this is the story of a bird who was trying to flying but because of scared it was not trying, but at last when it was motivated by his mother and other family members, he tried and tried on, and what was the result? That at the last he it was flying very high and was also enjoying the flying. that that's why it is called his first flight. So in the second part, the black aeroplane, actually the story is written by Frederick Forsyth, and it reflects on how one's judgment gets distorted due to fantasizing and how it creates problem. So here is a story about a person who is a pilot and he is also the narrator of the story. So let's see the introduction of the story, The Black Aeroplane, which is written by Frederick Forsyth, and it reflects on how one's judgment gets distorted due to fantasizing and how it creates problems. In this chapter, the narrator is a pilot who is so eager to meet his family and have a good breakfast that he takes the wrong decision of facing the storm instead of doing the right things. But fortunately, he somehow managed to escape with the help of a mysterious aeroplane. So let's see the chapter paragraph by paragraph. The moon was coming up in the east behind me, and stars were shining in the clear sky above me. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. I was happy to be alone, high up above the sleeping countryside. I was flying my old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. I was dreaming of holiday and looking forward to being with my family. I looked at my watch, 1:30 in the morning. So the narrator says that it was night time when the sky was clear and the stars could be seen twinkling, shining in the sky. The pilot felt peace in being above a country that had fallen asleep. Means the pilot was flying at the above the countryside and all the people of the country were sleeping, fallen asleep while he was flying over France to England. It was 1:30 in the morning and he was fantasizing about holiday with his family. Means he was very eager to meet his family and he was dreaming that within a minute he will be with his family members. I should call Paris control soon, I thought. As I looked down past the nose of the aeroplane, I saw the lights of a big city in front of me. I switched on the radio and said, Paris control, Lakota DS088 here. Can you hear me? I am on my way to England. Over. The voice from the radio answered me immediately. DS088, I can hear you. You ought to turn 12 degree west now, DS088. Over. So, when the aeroplane was in France, the pilot thought of informing the Paris control personnel about its presence and for instructions that is given a signal to the aeroplane authority. All that time, lights from the Paris city were blaring at him. He informed the control agency, to which they replied with further instructions, direction. The control room at Paris instructed him to turn 12 degrees towards the west. I checked the map and the compass and instrument that generally show the direction. Switched over to my second and last fuel tank and turned the Dakota 12 degree west towards England. I'll be in time for breakfast, I thought. A good big English breakfast. Everything was going well. It was an easy flight. So, after receiving the instructions given by the aeroplane authority, the pilot geared up and followed them while putting the last fuel tank into operation. All this time he was dreaming about his time with his family. Means he was dreaming that within the minute I with my family I will enjoy the breakfast that was the much liked by him and all. And then he started thinking about having a satisfactory breakfast at the destination point. He was calm as everything was going as a planned. Means within until now everything was going well, and there is no changing in the atmosphere. Yeah, other situation. Paris was about 150 kilometers behind me when I saw the clouds. Storm clouds, there were huge. They looked like black mountains standing in front of me across the sky. I knew I could not fly up and over them, and I did not have enough fuel to fly around them to the north or south. I ought to go back to Paris, I thought, but I wanted to get home. I wanted the break fast. I'll take the risk, I thought, and I flew that old Dakota straight into the storm. So now the plane had crossed the Paris, means जो plane था वो अब पेरिस की तरफ बढ़ रहा था. When he started seeing cloud in the sky, now he peeped out that the clouds had gathered in the sky. The presence of cloud made it unsafe to travel by air because there were chances of a storm. क्योंकि जब देखा कि हाँ आकाश में बादल इकट्ठे हो रहे हैं तो नाउ ही वॉज थिंकिंग, वो सोच रहा था कि नाउ इट इज़ अनसेफ टू ट्रैवल बिकॉज बाय एयर देयर वर चांसेस ऑफ स्टॉर्म, क्योंकि आंधी आने का भी खतरा था. सो दे वर सो ह्यूज एंड dark, means the clouds were so huge and dark that the pilot compared them with the black mountains. वो सोचने लगा कि these clouds that is appearing before is like a black mountains. He knew he couldn't pass as it was impossible to go above. और वो उसने गेज कर लिया था it is not possible to go above. Yeah, escape them with the amount of fuel that was left, and he has also sort of the fuel, and there is no fuel, yeah, a little fuel in the tank of the plane, and that's why he was also terrifying. The right decision would have been to fly back to Paris safely, but the pilot's decision making was clouded by his wish to meet his family. Means he was so eager to meet his family that he was ready to take the risk. He so desperately wanted to be with his family and have that English breakfast he had been dreaming of all day, that he took the risk of not going back. Thus, he headed the plane right into the storm. Now, उसने देखा, जब उसने सोचा कि मतलब फैमिली के साथ रहना ज़्यादा अच्छा है तो उसने क्या किया, उसने रिस्क लेना शुरू कर दिया. Without thinking anything, he proceeded further. Now, inside the clouds, everything was suddenly black. It was impossible to see anything outside the aeroplane. The old aeroplane jumped and twisted in the air. I looked at the compass. I couldn't believe my eyes. The compass was turning round and round and round. It was dead. It would not work. The other instruments were suddenly dead too. I tried the radio. So, the writer says that it was so dark because of the storm that nothing was visible outside the plane, means everything was black like the black mountain. He started losing control of the aeroplane. The compass and other instrument had also stopped working because of the bad weather. He became helpless. Even the compass was turning round and round, means it was not indicating anything, and the other tools that was contained in the aeroplane was out of use, and he was totally disturbed and was helpless also. Paris control, can you hear me? There was no answer. The radio was dead too. I had no radio, no compass. I could not see where I was. I was lost in the storm. Then, in the black clouds quite near me, I saw another aeroplane. It had no lights on its wings, but I could see it flying next to me through the storm. I could see the pilot's face turned towards me. I was very glad to see another person. He lifted one hand and waved. Follow me, he was saying, follow me. He knows that I am lost. I thought he is trying to help me. Now he was trying to calling the Paris control agency, who had helped him earlier, but could not connect because of the bad weather. Means now it was not connecting because of the bad weather, and the control has definitely cut down. In the midst of nowhere, when everything failed, he saw a ray of hope. मीन्स जब सब कुछ खत्म हो चुका था तो उसे एक रोशनी की किरण नजर आई. मीन्स ही सा ए रे ऑफ होप when he saw another aeroplane. He felt relieved, relaxed when he saw another pilot's face and willingness to help him. When he saw that there is another pilot who is flying an aeroplane and he also want to help him, it was like a rays of hope. Escape the storm, he thought to himself that the other pilot is very kind as he knew that they were lost and was trying to help him. And the narrator was thinking that the pilot who's he's trying to help him very kind-hearted because in this bad weather he had come as a rays of hope. He turned his aeroplane slowly to the north in the front of my Dakota so that it would be easier for me to follow him. I was very happy to go behind the strange aeroplane like an obedient child. And after an hour of the strange black aeroplane was still there in front of me in the clouds. Now there was only enough fuel in the old Dakota's last tank to fly for 5 or 10 minutes more. I was starting to feel frightened again, but then he started to go down and I followed through the storm. Suddenly, I came out of the cloud and saw two long straight lines of lights in front of me. It was a runway, an airport. I was safe. I turned to look for my friend in the black aeroplane, but the sky was empty. There was nothing but the sky was empty. There was nothing there. The black aeroplane was gone. I could not see it anywhere. So the other pilot took his plane ahead of the lost aeroplane to make it easier for them to follow uh, while the other followed him like an obedient child. Means see, the guide aeroplane was doing his work while the narrator was following him like an obedient child. He was also panicking, yeah, he was also terrifying because there was very less amount of fuel left. It was only then that he started coming out of the storm and could see the runway to land his plane safely. When he turned to thank the other pilot, yeah, when he went to thank him because he had saved his life, he realized that the plane that helped him has disappeared as soon as he came out of the storm. Means the pilot wanted to thank him because in this condition, in the bad weather, the other pilot, the other aeroplane hadn't helped him and he wanted to meet him. But as he came out and went there, what did he see? He see that there is nobody, just a empty place. It means the aeroplane who had helped him was disappeared from that runway. I landed and was not sorry to walk away from the old Dakotas near the control tower. I went and asked a woman in the control center where I was and who the other pilot was. I wanted to say thank you. She looked at me very strangely and then laughed. Another aeroplane? Up there in the storm, no other aeroplanes were flying tonight. Yours was the only one I could see in the radar. So, who helped me to arrive there safely without a compass, yeah, radio, and without any more fuel in my tanks? Who was the pilot and the strange black aeroplane flying in the storm without lights? So, the author did not know where he had landed but was not afraid of leaving his plane unattended. He headed straight into the control room to ask about the other pilot. To his utmost surprise, the lady informed him that there was no plane in the sky except his because of bad weather. He is left astonished with lots of questions unanswered in his mind. Means the pilot was still shocking, yeah, still surprised who that was who had helped me in this bad weather. And when he was informed that by the lady of the control center that there was no one except him, so he was definitely very surprised that who that person. The answer was still unanswered, the question was still unanswered, and he was thinking a lot that who had helped him to in this bad weather. So student, this chapter is finished now. Now you have to write the summary of this chapter and also the question answer that is given in this book. Thank you very much. Repeat and revise this.